Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. This is Ella here. Marcus is at work while I'm recording this voiceover. That's irrelevant. But anyway, so I just wanted to kind of like give a description of what we were doing. We weren't really YouTubers yet. Like we weren't recording our videos for people to view. We were just more recording them because they were fun memories. So there's not a lot of us talking in this video. There's not a lot of footage of each other or good stuff like that, but it's more of just nature and just kind of our trip to Ticaboo, Utah that we took. So Ticaboo, Utah is in South Utah towards Lake Powell. We were kind of like North Lake Powell area. If you guys know what that is, it's a pretty popular place. But so this base camp that we had just left with all the buggies is like the only thing, and besides one of their restaurants, on the highway for like miles. I don't want to give like exact mileage because I don't know, but it was a lot. And then there's like random houses, if you see right here up to the left. I'm like, who lives out here? Like there's literally like no one out here. But I do want to preface, I know like a lot of people don't like the ideas of buggies out in the wilderness like this, but this group of people that we went with are actually activists for our environment. We stay on trail, we stay on the path, we go only to certain places to stop to talk about the history of the area and the surrounding nature things, the formations and stuff like that. So this group that we went with is actually for the environment. And a lot of people will try and shut down buggies and side-by-sides and ATVs. And there are people, don't get me wrong, there are ATVs and side-by-side peoples and groups and dirt bike groups and stuff like that who do not care about the environment. But this specific one that we went with to North Lake Powell, Ticaboo Lodge, they care, and they were showing us everything and telling us the history about everything, and it was really cool to learn and to experience this with them. So if you want to go look them up, they are Ticaboo Lodge, North Lake Powell. I can put their website in our description, so go do that. So if you look straight ahead of that buggy in this video right here, we're pulling up on the uranium mines that are out here in Ticaboo, Utah. Or I guess it's called uranium mills, but we stopped here. One of the tour guides was kind of explaining why they mined there and what they found, and it was uranium. And then it was actually pretty cool because like later in the tour they explained like old legends and stuff like that and I think we got a clip of it, and it'll be later in the video, but they were talking about that old legend of these cowboys, and they were traveling and they just started dying because they were drinking the water, and it turns out it's because the uranium that was in the water that they were drinking or something like that. I don't know, this was like a year ago when we went, so my memory is not the greatest, but like I said, check out Ticaboo Lodge in North Lake Powell. They do these tours, these guided tours, and they tell you like everything that's on this path, and it's really cool because we're literally going through a dried out riverbed through the canyons of Utah. So it's really cool. Go check them out. The link is in our description.
Of course, the native population had their own names for the mountains, but for the most part, throughout most of history, they're kind of just referred to as the unknown mountains. And an interesting fact is that these Henry Mountains, they were some of the last surveyed and kind of last named mountains in the lower 48. And it wasn't until John Wesley Powell's expedition in 1868, and then he came back again in 1871 with his second expedition, that these mountains finally were named. He named them the Henry Mountains after one of the party members of his group, who was, I think the curator or the secretary for the Smithsonian Museum at the time. And that's kind of like where you get Mount Ellen, Pennell, Hillers, Ellsworth, and Holmes. They're all kind of named after people in his party during those expeditions. And if you guys look around, you guys can see all these like unique structures and formations. So obviously we have the sandstone, and so we'll start off with these kind of like unique features where you have these like stratiform and the white. That's going to be referred to as the Somerville. And below the Somerville, that's where you get kind of like the Curtis and the Entrada, which would be below us. And then above the Somerville, that's where you kind of get the Morrison, and then the Cedar Mountain, and then the, they call it Natarita. I think that's the term that they're using now, but that's, a lot of people call them the Dakotas too. That's going to be the sandstone structures up there. So a unique thing about these formations, so this is kind of the process where you get, you get arches, natural bridges, and huecos. So like I mentioned before, you have calcite that's in here, and when it rains, rainwater is ever so slightly acidic. And when it interacts with that calcite, obviously you find more higher concentrations in these spots particularly, and that's kind of like where that erosion happens. So it's more of like a chemical erosion. So when that slightly acidic rain mixes with calcite, it kind of eats away at it. And of course you get wind and just time. And that's where you get these unique formations from. You'll see a lot of that as we go through this canyon, watch as well too, particularly.
So yeah, he gave a good kind of description of like what we were seeing and like what we were gonna be seeing like as we were going through this trail. And I don't know if y'all could hear, like I said, Marcus and I weren't really like YouTubing at this point, so any video footage we were getting was just kind of like for a faint memory that we could just look back on and be like, oh yeah, like that was cool footage, like not necessarily for information. So sorry if you couldn't really get much, but I thought the best part about this, my favorite part, was the fact that we were literally driving through a canyon. And like I said, these trails have been designed, and I mean, obviously the earth was here first, but they went through and found the most environmental way that doesn't harm the environment to get through so we could explore and discover and learn about the environment around us. And so I just thought it was beautiful. Like, if you look at these sandstone formations on the left and right, I mean, geez, they're just beautiful. And there's huge rocks everywhere. Like, kind of low-key scared that a rock was going to fall on us. But it's okay. Later in the video, there's actually a part where you can't even tell because of the GoPro. We just put the GoPro on the side-by-side that we were driving. But, like, all you see is the sky for a couple seconds, and it's like, yeah, we were literally so off the ground that the GoPro only saw the sky. The way we found Ticaboo, Utah, we actually had no idea it existed. So Marcus was working for this clamping company. They're called TKO Clamping Company, or Clamping Systems, and they make like little clamps to go on these side-by-side roll bars. So you can attach your fire extinguisher, you can attach handlebars, you can attach flags, you can attach those whip lights. If you're not in the ATV groups, then you don't really understand what I'm talking about, which is okay. But when you are in the ATV groups, like, people like to attach stuff to their side-by-sides. And so that's what the company that Marcus works for does. And so we were at the Off-Road Expo in Salt Lake in 2022, and we were sitting down listening to this group talk about their lodge, and they said, if you can answer a question by the end of our presentation, then you'll win a $3,000 trip. And so Marcus and I and one of the people we were working with were like, 3 out of the 5 people that were there. But they asked a question about the presentation at the end, and whoever answered it would win. And Marcus raised his hand, and he answered. He got it right. And we won a $3,000 trip to Ticaboo, Utah. We had no idea what that meant, but we knew that it'd be fun because these are our like kind of people that we love doing life with, outdoorsy people who care about the environment, but also care about having a good time and just living life and loving the earth. And so we kind of looked into it and we're like, we have no idea how we're going to do this, but it's really cool that we just won this $3,000 trip. So what was included in this $3,000 trip was a free tour with the side-by-sides and with the side-by-side group, and I'm just going through the canyons and going to Henry Mountains and stuff like that. Like, that was all included in the free stays, and we could bring 16 people. So we brought Marcus's parents and my parents, and it was just a really good time to just hang out with the family. And especially since my family lives far away, or I live far away from my family, and it was just such an incredible blessing, and we just felt so fortunate, so lucky to be able to do that, and to be so young and provide a really fun, awesome trip for our parents and for our family. We were just really excited. And we even brought one of Marcus's friends along who is a groomsman in our wedding, and so it was really cool. It was really fun. You can really tell here, but we were going down and up this like a side of a mountain. Like, we were pretty much like scaling this mountain in our side-by-sides, and it was pretty scary for me, especially since Marcus was driving. I mean, he's a great driver, and he's been a dirt biker, and he's learned how to ride four-wheelers and drive these ATVs and stuff, but it's still pretty scary to put your life in someone else's hands, even though they're your husband. But I mean, I just haven't really done rock climbing in these side-by-sides yet. But in the 3 cars ahead of us that you see, with the first one ahead of us is Marcus's parents, the second one ahead of us is Marcus's friend driving alone, and the third one ahead of us is my mom and dad, and they've never done this before, and they were pretty much leading us. So I was like, you know what, if they can do it, then Marcus can do it too, and I should be fine. And I was praying the whole time. I was so worried we were gonna roll over. So right here, I think, yeah, we're going like down into this valley, and it's super rocky, super like crazy. Like, we're literally rock climbing with these ATVs. have Marcus here with me. And you know what? Like, we're 22 minutes in the video. If you've been here for this long, then I guess you're interested for one reason or another, right? So we're just going to talk a little bit about ourselves. I mean, just you know.
Tell you a little bit about who we are.
It's a long video. Like I said earlier in the video, we weren't thinking about, I mean, we always kind of aspired to do YouTube, but in this creation of this video, we weren't thinking about talking to you guys. We weren't thinking about showing ourselves and our reactions to the crazy bumps in the road and anything like that. We were just
having fun
and making memories. Yeah. So, I say all that to say thanks for watching so far, but it's going to be a long video. So we're just going to talk a little bit about ourselves. So my name is Ella, if you haven't figured that out already, and I married Marcus.
My name is Marcus, obviously. If you haven't figured that out already, then...
And so we got married in 2021.
Yes. Right after COVID. Well, kind of like just barely missing COVID. COVID was still really big when we got married down in Texas.
Of people were like,
We had people who didn't come to our wedding for COVID.
Yeah. So we actually met right in the thick of COVID. So if y'all didn't know, okay, that's so stupid. Everyone knows. COVID broke out for us anyways, March 2020. That's when my school was like, see y'all later. Don't come back. You can graduate for free. I didn't have to take an exam or anything. Shout out Alamogordo Public Schools. But anyway, we met in the thick of that. We got reconnected after, not really, our families knew each other from a church that we went to, that we were born into, and we were just babies. And then my family moved me to New Mexico when I was like 4. So we were in the same toddler class together.
Yeah, my dad actually taught us in the same toddler class.
Yeah. So his dad was my 3-year-old teacher. And no one but God knew that, my father-in-law was holding me when I was 3 years old.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Yeah.
It's a really cool, experience to have, to know about, but not, remember any of.
Yeah. And it's just absolutely crazy that, his dad, he's always like, yeah, you used to come right up to me, and you wouldn't want to stay unless I held you the whole time. And so I just think that's crazy. Like, what if, my spirit knew? I mean, obviously, Jesus knew. So my spirit just knew that's going to be my father-in-law.
Yeah.
But anyway, so we reconnected over COVID and over this mutual church that we grew up in and yada yada. We got married we were 18 and 19. Marcus was 19 years old and I was 18.
18 and 19.
People thought we were crazy.
And they were completely right. We are 100%
we are
crazy.
Absolutely insane.
We do not deny it.
We are crazy and we're still crazy and we'll always be crazy. But it was the best decision I've ever made. And
it was 100% the right decision to make.
Definitely. I do not regret it at all. I mean, I regret maybe not being able to financially pay for things.
Yeah, but we'll do another 10-year anniversary and all you guys will be invited to it, but it'll be big.
Yeah. We went maybe a carnival.
That'd be funny. Let's have a huge carnival for
fun.
Our 10-year anniversary, rededicate. What is that called when you renewing your vows?
Yeah, renew your vows. But anyway, so we've been married for almost 2 years now. It'll be 2 years in May, and we just became children's directors at our church.
Yep, this at the beginning of January, so less than 6 months. And
we love this job. We love these kids so much, and we love this church and this community so much. We're in South Idaho, and if you would have asked me 4 years ago, where do you see yourself in 4 years? I'd be like, probably exploring the world with one of my girlfriends and, living in a van or something. But I honestly was not good at geography. I didn't even remember Idaho as a state. So I would have never have told you. Yes, probably somewhere in like the Pacific Northwest, maybe Idaho. I don't know.
The land of the potatoes.
The land of the potatoes. Like, why is that the only reason? When someone did ask me about Idaho, I would say, "Oh yeah, like potatoes and Mormons."
That is literally what Idaho is known for, is its potatoes, sold across the world.
So, anywho, I had no idea that I was coming up here or that I would love it to death. And it's honestly, like, it's kind of crazy, like, just starting somewhere new where you just never even knew existed and not having anyone but your new husband. Oh, I'm going to pause right here and say, right here, we were the ones who stopped the trail to make sure everyone knew exactly where to go and no one would get lost and stay on the tour. So that's why you're seeing all these buggies go.
Yeah, we didn't break down. We had to stop and let everybody else go by.
So everyone remained in the pack. Hey, this is where the rocks were, I think.
The rocks. There's rocks everywhere.
Well, there were rocks everywhere. You literally, all the GoPro saw was the sky.
Yeah.
Oh no, this wasn't all of the rocks. Maybe. Okay, but
I think we
anywho.
dropped into a ravine right here and started going down into another canyon.
Oh yeah.
I think.
I was telling them earlier, I'm like, I honestly, if you asked me, I would not know where we were. Like, my whole faith and trust was in these people.
And the tour guide. Isn't that such a
tour guide?
Like a depiction of Jesus? Like, you don't know what the path is you're supposed to be on.
Yeah.
But if you can trust and follow Jesus, no matter what path you're on, like whatever the path is, you can be safe and rest assured that you're going to make it where you're supposed to be going.
Right. That's so true. And that's a really great spiritual analogy, but also having faith in people.
Yeah.
Because here we are, following people we met for the first time 12 hours before.
And they were such amazing people. The
They
people
really
at Ticaboo Lodge, I don't know if it came up in this video yet, but we just love them. We got to see them again, and we can't wait to go out there and explore more of this area and get to see these guys again, because they were so knowledgeable about this area around the is it Ticaboo Lake that's there?
No, it's North Lake Powell.
North Lake Powell. Like, they were so knowledgeable about the area, and just they were just really amazing, really kind people at Ticaboo Lodge. I would tell you that it was a great place to go. If you're looking for some fun adventure that's just in the middle of nowhere, you don't have to deal really with other people very much. You're just out in nature. You get to see some really cool like areas in nature that just most people you would just never think that you'd get to see.
Right. And you guys, that's your proof. Like, Marcus had no idea that I already said something like a little bit similar to that about these people. And he just confirmed like what I said earlier. These people are great, and they put their whole lives into this lodge and into this touring and this guide and system that they're doing, and being on North Lake Powell and all like stuff like that, and being there for the environment and showing people how to respect the environment and like just understand more of what's around us. So yeah, they're super awesome.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to a little bit about us. I was saying, it was kind of crazy moving up to Idaho, not even knowing much about anyone or anything other than my new husband. And so it's been really cool to explore the nature around us. Obviously, like, I've never gone on a rocky, bumpy trail ride like this before, and just because I was here and like doing life in Idaho, I got to be able to go to Utah for free. Like,
yeah.
Like, I would have never have guessed that, like, ever. So super cool. You see, we're going on the rock right here, and we made it. And so right here, I think they pulled off to the side. Yeah, you can see all those side by sides like stopping, And I took some pictures of my mom and my sister, my new sister-in-law. And now I think we're driving back. I think we had finished the tour pretty much. That was like towards the end. We had already gone through all the bumpiness. I don't know why. Maybe it's later in some later footage. But there was some rocky up and downs.
We weren't able to capture all of the footage of the whole ride because I didn't bring enough GoPro batteries. I didn't realize that was going to be a full day out there, and I only owned 2 GoPro batteries, and they didn't last the whole time.
And sorry about the fingers keep going over the screen. It was dusty.
It was very dusty. We were trying to make sure that the video was actually still showing up.
Yeah. So.
Yes.
When you were a kid, did you think that you would be married by the time you were 19?
Okay, so crazy fact about me. I always said I was going to get married before I was 20. And everybody thought I was crazy. And like I said, I don't deny that. But for some reason, like, I just knew like I was going to get married at a young age. And I always said before I turned 20. And we got married at 19 before I turned 20. And it's kind of like your words have power and what you confess, and like I confessed into life. So I don't know if I actually knew that I was going to be married. Like, I don't know if I really thought it all the way through, but I always said I was going to be married.
I mean, honestly, like you just said, our words have power, and I think that's really cool because, I mean, if anyone knew me, they knew that I loved love. But that was really before I found myself in Christ, like in Jesus. I just wanted to fill that void, and I filled it with relationships. But because of that, I always figured that I would probably be married at a young age. I mean, but I didn't know that it would be to you.
Yeah, I didn't know that either.
I really didn't, because y'all, when I met Marcus, like met him when I was 17. We only got married a year after we reconnected. Don't judge us. Oh, okay, you can go ahead and judge us, but we're fine. But anyway, when I met him, I really gave my life to the Lord, like dedicated it to him, rededicated it to him. And I was like, Lord, I don't want a husband. I am so tired of guys. I'm so tired of filling my void with guys. I want to be in a relationship with you. And I started really focusing on the Lord, and then 2 weeks later, Marcus reached out.
I was about to say, God didn't give her a guy. He gave her a man.
Yeah, totally. A whole 18-year-old man.
I was about to say. Now, if Sam Guyette is watching this right here, right now, that was just for a laugh for him right there.
Why?
Because I just love Sam Guyette. He's just an amazing guy.
Shout out to Sam Guyette. We love you.
But if he does that, he was the person I had in mind whenever I made that joke, and I don't know why.
Well, we're thankful for that dude in our life. But yeah, so what would you say like our 5-year goal is? Your 5-year goal for like you, me, our family, our life?
I'm about to say 10 kids, 80 dogs, a couple cats, 100 sheep.
And stay-at-home dad.
Yeah,
because I ain't doing that. I ain't not doing that.
5 years, I see maybe 1 or 2 kids, a little hobby farm where we can show off our chickens, and maybe one of those like fainting goats, but like a hobby farm, being able to travel. I feel like by then we'll be traveling a lot more. That's really one of our goals is like, heck, the reason we started putting stuff on YouTube was because we wanted to start traveling, and it was something fun to do. And we travel a lot already, but internationally be able to go maybe do some mission trips in Africa. Build our photography business and our videography business, and just have fun. Like,
I love that, and I'm very excited to do that with you, because that's exactly what I want. See, guys, like, so many people told us, why get married so young? Like, you guys are going to grow into different people, and And you know, that may be true in a lot of people's cases. And, you know, we still might go through that. We're still only 2 years into the marriage, so don't, like, yell at us in the comments. But we wanted to grow together. You know, we were just kids, and we still are. I mean, being only turning 21, 22 this year. And we're learning. We're living our life, and we're growing, and we're learning. And we knew that we were going to grow and that we were going to become different people. Everyone changes. You should. But we wanted to grow together and develop together. And I really love that, like, we have those same aspirations. And obviously, like, Marcus has goals and stuff that I don't have because he's a different person. Like, he is so business-minded, and I am not. I'm along for the ride. Like, you want to go and do this? Like, okay, cool, let's go. But I'm in for the fun, and, you know, he's in it because he has a great business mind. So hit him up, he'll work strategies with you.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if the strategies would necessarily work, but I definitely share them with you.
Yeah. But, dang, that's so beautiful right there.
It was a beautiful area that we were at.
Yeah.
I can't believe how beautiful God created this earth. Like, that's the truth.
Yeah. But, you know, that's a whole nother conversation. I was going to say,
I'll say, tune in for the next video.
Let's talk about how the world is fallen and everything in it is too.
Part 1.
Part 1 out of 72,000.
I'm about to say, Eve ate the fruit. Adam joined her. At this point, they both fell. 10,000 years later, here we are, riding through the Badlands. Zombies chasing after us. We are trying to keep alive. But no, we will keep the faith.
Yeah. No, it's a whole thing.
Yeah, and the world's fallen, but
yeah.
This video is all about the beauty of the earth, even though it is fallen, like, you can still see the glory of God, even in this nature.
Yeah, I mean...
Like, I don't know have they seen the red and white rocks yet?
You know, I don't think we were recording then.
Well,
we'll add some photos.
We'll add some photos of these red and white rocks that we saw out there. They were so pretty. It looked like almost like candy canes or something, and it was just amazing, like, how, like, the sediment had settled after the flood, and
it was crazy.
It was crazy.
And they were like, make sure y'all don't, like, walk all the way on there because, like, they're very fragile. And we were, like, standing on top. Cue this picture of them standing on top of all of the rocks. But what's your favorite color?
My favorite color is purple, actually.
Purple. Okay, y'all, back me up. I like a saying, like, purple people have everything purple. Or something like that.
No, I don't like purple everything. There's certain colors of purple I like. But I don't know. I kind of like a sunset, like, when there's, like, purple in it, and, like...
It's almost like a lavender in a sunset.
Kind of. But
so you don't like royal purple?
It depends. Like, it looks cool to me. I think purple is, like, a color that is different than all the rest of them. So, like, the blue and purple, they stand out to me. Like, look at the blue sky in this video right now. Like, that's so cool. Like,
it is
completely
beautiful.
It stands out from everything around it.
It is. Yeah, literally. I mean, like, it's the only, like, very blue thing, very colorful thing in this right now. But I don't know what my favorite color is.
Her favorite color is, like, mid-tone brown.
Thanks.
That's her favorite color. She won't say it, but...
I think it is. I don't know. Like, look at these rocks. Like, I love that color. Like, it's just... I think that's so beautiful, and the GoPro doesn't do it justice. Like, look at that. Like, that beigey, orangish. Orange-ish. Oh my gosh. Anyway. Yeah. But then at the same time, like, growing up, like, if you asked me what my favorite color was when I was a baby, I'd say, not baby, but, like, a kid, I'd say pink. And now I'm like, pink. Like, so. And then, like, if you asked me, like, 4 years ago what my favorite color was, I'd say navy blue. Because, yeah, I don't know why.
No reason.
There's no reason.
I was about to say, I think this is us leaving out the mountain.
Oh, I've told them like 3 times that we've been leaving.
It's okay.
But honestly, I think
it was a loop, so technically the whole time we were coming and the whole time we were leaving.
You're right. Well, I think that this video is almost over, so we're just gonna say bye. Thanks for watching 45 minutes, or just listening. Like, you know, sometimes I like to just turn something on and listen to it while I'm cleaning or doing something. So thanks for listening, and thanks for just being sweet and non-judgmental of like how we are, and just being able to share our lives a little bit with you. If you guys have any questions, go ahead and put them in the comments, and like maybe we'll do a Q&A or something. Yeah.
And to our future kids, your parents were always cool, and they never stopped being cool.
Oh yeah, because this is really the whole reason why we want to do this YouTube video, is like I want to look back at it and be like, just look at memories and show our kids our memories too.
Because we were cool, always and forever.
So hi kids, I'm not gonna say your names because
you're not born yet.
You're not born yet, and we don't know for sure. But
we were thinking of you and praying for you.
Yeah. And goodbye to everyone else for watching. We love you guys.
Love you guys.
We hope you have a good rest of your day, rest of your week, rest of your month, rest of your year. And you know what? I love you.
Yeah. We love you.
We love you guys. And Jesus
Peace
loves
out.
you. Oh, peace out. Jesus loves you.
Jesus loves you.
All right. Bye.
Bye.